Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 798th battle that I've put onto our Brotherhood YouTube channel. And what a battle I've got for you today. This is a barbarian invasion battle, and what we're going to concentrate on today, what we're going to talk about today, is the 4 most powerful cavalry factions in the game. Okay, we're going to have a look at the 4 most powerful cavalry factions in the game, look at their specifications, look at each cavalry unit, and you can then get a feel for the powerful cavalry in this game. There are several elite cavalry units in this game, and as I say, we will be having a look at them a little bit later on. You'll see that this map is a custom map hosted by Brotherhood member Mantu. Okay, our first teammate is Orcs clan member Marcus Aurelius, who has got the Ostrogoths. Now he's got 9 infantry, 2 priests, 2 horse archers, and 6 cavalry. So as I say, you don't see the Ostrogoths use that much, and if you notice, he only got gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Can you see they got curved ends of their swords there? So these swords are more used for slashing rather than stabbing there. So, but they are pretty good infantry, but he's only got gold shield, gold attack on them. If you notice here, he's got 2 priest units. Now remember, morale is very, very important on Barbarian Invasion. Morale is important on RTW as well, but it's even more important on Barbarian Invasion. So to bring religious units that boost the morale of your troops is a really good tactical move on Barbarian Invasion. If ever you play Barbarian Invasion, remember to bring a religious unit, because they really do help. If you notice here, Marcus has spent most of his money on his cavalry. He has fully upgraded them. 3 veteran stripes, gold shield, gold attack. These are the Goth noble warriors. They're kind of like mediocre cavalry really, but because he's fully upgraded them, he's going to get the most out of them there. And if you notice over here, you'll see that he's got a peasant unit. I'm guessing he's going to put that peasant unit in front of his army to try and soak up enemy missiles. Okay, as long as they stand their ground, they'll soak up missiles well. And he's got his cavalry, so a couple of cavalry units here. Looks like he's ready to move forward with those almost straight away. Remember, we've got an 8 cavalry max on Barbarian Invasion. That's why he's got so many cavalry there. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member TR, who's bought the Franks faction. Now, TR has got 7 cavalry, 3 archers, 1 priest unit, and 8 infantry. If we have a look here, you'll see he's got the Paladin cavalry. Now, as I say, we're going to talk about the cavalry a little bit later on, so we won't go into too much detail about these cavalry at the moment. But we will, as I say, look at them more in depth later on. There he's got his hunters, archers there. If you notice, they've got no armor. These are really kind of mediocre archers, quite poor really. The defense is really bad. They've only got medium range, so not great. But there you are. Can you see that he's got a Catholic priest unit there? So he's looking to bring, he's bought a religious unit to boost the morale of his troops. As I say, you can't underestimate how important morale is on Barbarian Invasion. And there you are. Can you see he's got the Franciscan Herban axemen there. Now those axes they carry are throwing axes, so these guys can throw these effective against armor axes against enemy troops, so they're pretty good. But to be honest with you, the Frankish infantry is not that brilliant, to be honest with you. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought the Sassanid faction. Now we've got 9 infantry, 6 cavalry, and 4 archers. If you notice there's my Sugdian warriors, my elite infantry there. And if you look what they're carrying, can you see they're carrying effective against armor maces there? Okay, so make no mistake, these Sugdian warriors are pretty tough. And there you've got their archers there. If you notice, they're not wearing armor. Their defense is not very good, but they are long range archers. So they're pretty good really. They got good long range. Let's say not great defense, but it's nice to have long range archers there. Okay, and then we move on to the real strength of the Sassanids, and that's their cataphracts there. Okay, these guys are armoured from head to toe like the tanks of the Barbarian Invasion world there. As I say, we're going to talk about the cavalry a bit later on, so we won't go into any more depth there. And there's the, you already got the Clibonari Immortals there. As I say, we'll look at them a little bit more in depth later on. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Firstprime, who has bought the Roman Eastern Empire there, and he has got 15 infantry, 1 peasant, and 4 cavalry. And there's his Clibonari Equiti Clibanares there, with their effective against armour maces that look suspiciously like rolling pins. Who mentioned angry bakers? Right, there's our team. Should be a great battle for us to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Mantu. Now Mantu's got the Alemanni faction, and he's got 12 chosen axemen, 2 berserkers, and 6 cavalry. Now if you notice here, he's gone for the Burgundian lancers there, and if you notice, they are fully upgraded. 3 veteran stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now these are pretty good cavalry, because if you notice, they're heavy cavalry, but they're also fast moving like light cavalry. So you've got the impact and penetration of heavy cavalry, but you've got them fast moving like light cavalry as well. So these cavalry are pretty good. I notice a lot of people bring these cavalry. And then you've got the chosen axemen there, and if you have a look at the axes they carry, those are effective against armour. And these axemen will cut wide swathes through heavily armoured troops like Roman infantry, for instance, there. So make no mistake, there are elite infantry. And then you've got his berserkers, the Lombard berserkers. Now these got really good specifications, a good attack, they bring a big fear factor. But if you notice, the two-handed swords they've got are not, repeat, not effective against armour. Okay, so they've got really good specifications, but the swords are not effective against armour. So that's Mantu's Alemanni army there. It'll be interesting to see how he uses that during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member JGP. Okay, this might only be his 3rd or 4th game on Barbarian Invasion, and he's got the Romano British faction. Now he's got 3 crossbows, 1 monk, 10 infantry, and 6 cavalry. Okay, as you can see, the vast majority of his army are hiding in the woods, but these are quick look here at the British legionnaires there. These guys can throw pilas, and they're really good solid infantry. I quite rate the Romano British faction there. And as I say, he's got most of his units hiding in the woods there. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman, who's got the Celts faction. Now Barclayman's got 8 infantry, 2 berserkers, 2 crossbowmen, and 6 cavalry. Okay, and if you look there, this is the elite infantry of the Celts, the Caloglass or Gallo glasses there with their long swords. Okay, I notice he's put 8 upgrades on, 2 veteran stripes, gold shield, gold attack there. So they're pretty good, as say, infantry there. Then he's got his Pictish crossbowmen. Now these guys fire effective against armour crossbow bolts, but their range is very short. You know the head hurlers on Rome Total War, how short their range is. Well, these crossbowmen are probably about the same range as the head hurlers in Rome Total War. So very short range. Now we've got the Hounds of Kulan berserker unit here. Now, I've got to be honest with you, their specifications are not as good as the Lombard berserkers we looked at earlier, but these guys do carry an effective against armour mace. Okay, so they have got effective against armour maces, where of course, as we looked at before, the Lombard berserkers have not. Plus these guys paint their bodies in purple. Now remember that back in the day, warriors used to paint their bodies to make them look more scary, to frighten the enemy in battle. And I wonder whether these guys have got a bigger fear factor than the other berserkers, because they've got their bodies painted purple to scare the enemy more. I don't know whether that would be factored into this game or not. You know, but I would have thought, because they have painted their bodies deliberately to scare the enemy troops, their fright ability should be more. And then you've got the noble clansmen cavalry. These are very mediocre cavalry, but they are a useful unit to bring for the Celts. But as I say, this cavalry very mediocre there. Okay, and their last teammate is RTW player Legion 22. Now he's got 7 infantry, 6 archers, 2 horse archers, and 5 cavalry. Okay, as I say, Legion likes to bring the Vandals. This is his faction of choice here, so he's got very good of them. Once again, notice their swords are curved at the end there, so they're not very used for stabbing the armor or for slashing. And here we have the elite archers of the game here. If you notice, he's put 8 upgrades on, 2 veteran stripes, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack on these elite step raider archers. They've got fantastic defense, fantastic long range, and they do a lot of damage. And actually, I think these are the most elite archers on the game, in the game there. So as I say, he's got 6 of them, so the firepower that he's bringing to the battlefield is pretty good. And also here he's gone for, if you notice, this, you'll look at the upgrades. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, but they are light cavalry. Okay, these are light step lancers. They're fast moving, but they are light cavalry, so they lack the impact of heavy cavalry, but they are very useful. And with the upgrades he's put on, you'd be surprised on how tough this cavalry is, and of course fast moving, as we said. So there's the enemy team. Got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, we're going to have a look at the 4 most powerful cavalry units in Barbarian Invasion. I thought this would add a little bit more interest for you, and this is by Google. I tapped in which is the most powerful units, cavalry units on Barbarian Invasion. This is what Google says, and I think most players would agree. Okay, so they say the best cavalry are the Sassanid cataphracts. Now, just with gold shield, gold attack on them, they've got a 9 attack, a massive 35 defense, and a massive 9 charge bonus, and they cost 2,440 denarii. So these Sassanid cataphracts are thought to be the best cavalry according to Google in Barbarian Invasion. As I say, with gold shield, gold attack, 9 attack, 35 defense, and a 9 charge bonus, and as I say, 2,440 denarii per unit. Okay, so as I say, these are really good elite cavalry, and their alt attack weapon is a sword. Okay, so that's their alt attack weapon, is a heavy sword, so they haven't got any effective against armor weapons. Okay, so as I say, their alt attack weapon is a heavy sword, so no effective against armor weaponry there. Now, the second best cavalry is reckoned to be these Roman Eastern Empire Equiti Clibanarii. Okay, now with just gold shield, gold attack, these guys have got just an 8 attack, 35 defense, but only a 5 charge bonus. I think that's why these guys were voted as the second best cavalry, because the Sassanids have got a 9 charge bonus. These guys have only got a 5 charge bonus. Okay, but if you notice, these guys have got effective against armor maces. Okay, so that really does make a difference. So I think, okay, these only got a 5 charge bonus, and the Sassanids cataphracts have got a 9 charge bonus, but the Sassanids have only got a heavy sword as their alt attack weapon. These guys have got effective against armor maces. So I think that kind of evens it up. So I would say that the Sassanid cataphracts and these Equiti Clibanarii are pretty, to be honest with you, pretty close to being the same there. So it'd be interesting to see what other Barbarian Invasion players think. Okay, the third rated as the third best cavalry in the game are these Frankish Paladin cavalry. Okay, once again, with only gold shield, gold attack, they've got a 13 attack, okay, 26 defense, and a massive 10 charge bonus. Now remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration that a unit can do. So they've got, as I say, a massive 13 attack, just a 26 defense, and a massive 10 charge bonus. Okay, which is the highest charge bonus in the game, and that's what these paladins have got, and their price is 2,040 denarii. So but as I say, with only 26 defense, they haven't got as much defense obviously as the other 2 lots of cavalry we've looked at. And the 4th rated best cavalry are the Grail Knights. Okay, now there's only 32 in a unit, so that's a bit of a disadvantage. But here's their specifications with gold shield, gold attack. They've got a 15 attack, which is massive, a 31 defense, and a 7 charge bonus. Now most cavalry in this game have just got a 6 charge bonus. These guys have got a 7 charge bonus, 31 defense, and a massive 15 attack. Remember that Sassanids only had a 9 attack, the Equiti Clibanarii only had an 8 attack, but these guys have got a massive 15 attack with just gold shield, gold attack upgrades on them. So as I say there, that's looked upon as the 4 best cavalry in the game: the Sassanid cataphracts, the Equiti Clibanarii, the Frankish Paladins, and then these Grail Knights are reckoned to be the 4 most elite cavalry in the game. And I would say that probably most Barbarian Invasion players watching this would possibly agree with that, because these cavalry really are elite. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bearing in mind, we've got 3 of the most elite cavalry factions in our team. Should be a good one to watch. Okay, right at the very early stage of this battle, you'll see that Legion 22 is moving his horse archers around our flank. Legion 22 can be a real nuisance with his horse archers here. As I say, he likes to bring the Vandals faction. He's very good with them, and he's very good at using these horse archers. There you are, look, we're riding with the horse archers at the moment. Look, we've jumped on a horse and are riding with them there. And they're heading towards my Sassanid cavalry there. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So as I say, you can see Legion here bringing these cavalry units up to start shooting into the flank of my archers. It wouldn't surprise me if he put his horse archers into Cantabrian circle. Remember, when they go into Cantabrian circle, they're extremely difficult to kill for foot archers there. And make no mistake here, he will be looking to target my foot archers there and cause me as many casualties as he can. Okay, over here you'll see the enemy team are starting to mass all their armies together here. Can you see they're all moving in? You know, all of them there, Mantu and all of them there moving in together. Over here you'll see that JGP's got one of his crossbow units there shooting at the hunter's unit. As I say, the crossbow units, they fire effective against armor crossbow bolts there, but they are quite short range there. So, as I say, the enemy team are massing. Here you can see there's a slight slope or incline here, and the enemy are on top of that slope or incline there. So if we attack, we will be attacking up the slope there, or up the incline there if we decide to attack. So the enemy team will have a bit of an advantage there, being on top of that slope there, if we decide to attack. But here are going back to the horse archers of Legion 22 there. As I say, he'll want to inflict as many casualties on my archers as he can. Now, of course, I've got heavy cataphract cavalry, which has got no chance of catching those horse archers. So I can't use those against the horse archers to chase them away, because I'll just get casualties for no reason. But my immortal unit here, my Clibonari immortal unit, the general unit, is a horse archer unit, but also if you auto attack it, it uses effective against armor maces, and is a very effective cavalry unit here, and fast moving as well. So I'm going to use my general unit to try and chase away those horse archers there. They won't, I don't think Legion will want to fight this archer unit I'm going to send towards him, because he knows how tough it is. But here, as I say, you can see my foot archers here being targeted by those horse archers. I can see Legion now have put his cavalry into Cantabrian circle there, and as I say, you can see him shooting down my archers here. Remember, this is an 81-man unit. He's going to reduce it, I think, down to something like 43 men or something like that by the time my cavalry, my immortal unit reaches them there. So you can see my Clibonari immortal unit there, and I guess Legion here will back his horse archers off, which he's done there, as you can see as I'm moving my unit towards him there. You can see that my guys are shooting arrows at them as they're chasing them there, and as I say, these guys got 2 hit points. Very tough cavalry, so you won't want to take them on. I don't think you'd even want to take them on with both of those cavalry units there, because it's such a tough cavalry unit, that immortal unit. Okay, so here you'll see, I say, most of that crossbow unit of JGP has now been taken out there. It was outnumbered. I think TR's got 3 archery units there against this 1 crossbow unit, and of course crossbow men take longer to reload as well, so their rate of fire is a lot slower than the ordinary archers as well. So when they go up against ordinary archers, they are a bit of a disadvantage there. You can see Barclayman there got that cavalry unit loitering with intent. Make no mistake, he'd probably like to smash into my archers there, but he won't do that with my immortal unit looking after them there. So as I say, here, let's pause the game for a second. So as I say, here you can see that these elite, probably the best archers in the game, he's put them out, Legion 22's put them out in front of their armies there to target all our troops. Now, bearing in mind, as I say, they are on top of a slope or on top of an incline there, so those elite archers' arrows will go further and do even more damage. Now, what I was thinking here, you can see Orcs Marcus here on our right flank. Now, the disposition of his infantry and cavalry here I notice he's not moving them into the centre to team up with his teammates, but I think he's thinking here of possibly doing a flanking action. Do you see what I mean here? If you look at his disposition of his army, bringing his infantry and cavalry around this flank. You know, maybe later on in the battle when we're frontally engaging the enemy troops, he may well bring his units around the flank. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually did that during the course of the battle. There, that crossbow unit there of J.G. Peelett just been taken out there. You can see the vast majority of them were killed. They fought down to the last man there, but as I say, they were up against 3 Hunter Archer units there of TRs. But as I say, here you can see these elite archers there. You can see it now, the height that they're on. Can you see they're top of the slope there, the advantage that they've got? And they will be shooting into TR's Hunter units. As I say, these archer units of TR, you can see they're not wearing any armour there, so their defence is very poor. And those elite step archers of Legion 22 could just absolutely decimate these archers there. Here you can see Orcs Marcus there bringing a peasant unit out. He's hoping to soak up expensive enemy arrows there, but you can see Legion 22 bringing his fast moving cavalry unit in there like a bang as he charges in there. Now you can see Orcs Marcus there auto-attacked there with his peasant unit. Can you see they're actually fighting the cavalry, but they're going to rout, I would think. There you are, they've just routed there, fighting these fully upgraded cavalry that Legion have bought there. I just paused again, just sort of show you something a bit different here. Can you see the Paladin bodyguard here? Okay, these are the Paladin bodyguards with a general in them in this unit. Okay, check the feathers on their helmets. Can you see the Paladin bodyguards have got red feathers on their helmets? Apart from that, they look exactly the same as the ordinary Paladin cavalry, but the bodyguard unit has got a red feather on top of its helmet. If you look at the ordinary Paladins, have just got blue and white feathers on the top of their helmets. Just something, you know, just a little thing there I thought I'd show you, just to differentiate between the Paladin bodyguard and the ordinary Paladin cavalry there. Something a bit different there. And as I say, that peasant unit has been routed now, and you can see here, as I say, the firepower that Legion 22 has got with these elite archers. I mean, they really are good, and they seem to have a lot of ammunition as well. And as I say, the power and the devastation that they can wrought on enemy teams is quite surprising, really. And as I say, TR's mediocre archers would have no chance against them at all. And as I say, you can see them on the raised ground there, on the top of the incline. Okay, so over here in the woods, you'll see that Firstprime is moving his cavalry forward. He's already moved his infantry forward, and the bulk of his infantry are hiding in the woods. Of course, the general unit can't hide, so you can see there that Firstprime's got his general there, but all the rest of his infantry are hiding in the woods. You'll see here, can you see my Sugdian warriors there? Can you see them knelt down? And if you notice the right in there, right in there, you see hiding. So a lot of my infantry are hiding in the woods along with Firstprime's there. Okay, so we're ready to move forward. You'll see I've moved my archers forward there. I'm moving them forward even more, although I am reluctant to try and take on those elite archers on top of that slope, because I know that those archers specifications will be even more enhanced being on the higher part of the slope there. So I don't really want to take my archers too far forward there, because I know that those elite archers will take them out. So I'll just keep them at the back for the time being. Okay, let's pause the game for a second here. So, well, not at the moment, but you can see here the Orcs Marcus and Firstprime have got their 2 peasant units out the front of our armies there, in the hope that they will attract expensive arrows from these expensive archers. But as you can see, Legion 22's just turned his auto fire off of his archers there. He's not going to let his archers waste their arrows on peasant units. He's waiting to start shooting at us as we move forward there. As I say, you can see the slope there and the incline with his archers on the top. What he'd like us to do now is advance slowly towards him there, so his archers can start shooting into our infantry. If you notice here, you'll see that Barclayman has got his cavalry out on the flank there, and what he's hoping for is that we're going to advance up this slope, engage his teammates, and then he can smash into the flank with his cavalry there. He's moved his infantry forward. As I say, you can see the enemy team have massed all their team on top of this slope. So as I say, I don't think they're going to move from there, and they will be looking to for us to attack them. I think that's what they want. You can see Mantu at the back of his teammates there, ready to bring those units in when he wants to, and you can see that JGP has put a couple of his crossbowmen at the back there as well, which I'm guessing he'll move forward if we decide to attack up the slope. Okay. Now here you'll see that JGP's got a bit fed up with the peasant units there, so he's going to charge in there and bang! Routed that peasant unit on impact. Now is he going to go for Firstprime's peasant unit as well? It wouldn't surprise me if he did. There, that would be useful for the enemy team there. Take out our peasant units so that their arrows won't be wasted on peasant units there. Or you can see JGP charging that cavalry unit over there into Firstprime's peasant unit there. Get ready for this. I wonder if he'll rout this unit. Now you can see Firstprime moving that peasant unit back now, and JGP made a good decision in not going into the woods, because we know that Firstprime's got his infantry hiding just inside the woods there. So I think that was a bit of bait there, trying to draw JGP's cavalry into the woods there by withdrawing that peasant unit. But JGP, with all the years of experience he's got, wasn't going to fall for that. So yes, that was a bit sneaky there by Firstprime, I thought. But over here, as I say, you can see, if you just look at the disposition of Orcs Marcus's infantry and cavalry there, it does look to me like he's going to do a right flanking action sometime during the course of the battle. He won't want to do it before we attack, I don't think, because he will then be isolated and possibly a target for the enemy team. But watch out on this right flank, because I think he will try a right flanking action sometime during the battle. As I say, you can see Barclayman's cavalry ready to attack there. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see that Legion 22 has moved his elite archers forward there. Looks like he's trying to get in range of TR's infantry, the way he's moved those archers forward there. And you can see TR moving some of his archers forward there to try and engage Legion 22's elite archers. Okay, as I say, on top of this slope, those elite archers have got even more advantage there. Their arrows will go further and do more damage. And as I say, TR's archers here are, as you can see, no armor. They will be very susceptible to archer damage. Just look at those arrows coming in from those elite archers. Right, so here you'll see Firstprime is leading the charge. We know Firstprime is one of the most aggressive attacking players on the game, and as I say, here you can see he's going to lead the charge with his Roman army there. Now remember, his Roman troops are well armoured, so they're going to suffer less casualties from archers there. But as you can see, he's advancing up the slope now towards the enemy troops. Okay, and remember, the firepower that his Roman army has got can be devastating, so it'll be interesting to see which way he's going to go. Is he going to go up the slope straight towards the bulk of the enemy, or is he going to veer off left, maybe towards the Celt army? It'll be interesting to see which decision he decides to do there. As I say, you can see TR moving his archers forward there, probably trying to get those elite archers of Legion 22 to shoot at his archers there rather than our advancing infantry. Okay, so as I say, you can see Firstprime here moving his Roman army forward there. Looks to me like he may well go left here towards the Celt army of Barclayman. Okay, so there you are. You can see he's decided that's where he's going to go. He's going to go for the Celts there. Let's say you can see here that Barclayman's got his cavalry ready to charge in, but also he's got one of his berserker units, one of his Hounds of Kulan berserker units there, where they're effective against armor maces. So he may well charge in with that berserker unit and his cavalry into Firstprime's Roman army there. Okay, we just have to watch out for that. As you can see there, it looks to me like Barclayman's positioned that cavalry in a very tactical and a strategic way, and maybe even anticipating he was going to be attacked there. Okay, so pause the game for a second here. So Barclayman here will know, okay, he will know that the firepower that Firstprime's army's got, throwing those hundreds of thousands of effective against armor darts could decimate Barclayman's army if he stands in range. So Barclayman's got two choices. He can either move his army out of range, or he can attack there so that he can attack before they start throwing those darts into his troops. That's the alternative there, I think, that Barclayman's got. And looking at the way that his troops move, it looks to me like he's going to try and move out of range there. Okay, you can see there he's moving his Celtic army out of range of those effective against metal darts that Firstprime's army can throw in here. But you can see here, as a case, say once again, Firstprime not being very, very aggressive, going to charge his cavalry there, like a bang, as he smashes into the forward units of that Celtic army of Barclayman's there. What an aggressive move there. Now he's going to move his infantry in there. Now you can see here that Barclayman's going to try and counterattack with his cavalry. But now my guess is that Firstprime would put all his infantry on auto fire, so they would start to throw those masses of missiles in to Barclayman's army there. Let's pause the game for a second here. Very aggressive attack there. You can see here I've moved my archers forward there to become in range of the enemy troops there. So my archers now will be shooting into the enemy troops there, trying to help Firstprime out. As we thought, over here on our right flank, Orcs Marcus here, Aurelius, is bringing his Ostrogoths army around the flank of the enemy troops there. Okay, so that's what he's doing there. Possibly looking to disrupt them, getting their attention on this left flank rather than on what's happening in front of them there. That's what he may well do, but he must be careful he doesn't get isolated on that flank. But as I say, Firstprime here being his usual aggressive attacking self, look, leading the charge of the team there. But I must say he's getting a heck of a lot of attacks there. He's getting loads of arrows in from Legion 22's elite archers there, and you can see some of Firstprime's units are routing there. You can see this Berserker unit, this Hound of Kulan, with its effective against armor mace attacking Firstprime's infantry there. Okay, and here you can see more cavalry going in. You see Legion 22's well upgraded cavalry smashing into Firstprime's infantry, and bang, as I smash in there. You can see me moving my Sassanid army forward to support Firstprime. Okay, so here you'll see the enemy cavalry charging in of Legion 22. Barclayman's cavalry are already charged in there, and you can see a lot of Firstprime's units, they are starting to rout already. Okay, so what Firstprime would be worried about here is possibly a chain rout. Okay, we used to get a lot of problems with this in Barbarian Invasion because morale is so important. Chain routes used to happen quite quickly, so I'm guessing that Firstprime might be worried that there might be a chain route there. As I say, I'm moving my Sassanid army forward to support Firstprime there against those massive cavalry attacks there. As I say, and you can see my cavalry are looking to charge in as well. I'm going to take them through my infantry into the enemy troops there. And if you notice there, you'll see that TR's brought his paladins over as well. But here, as I say, you can see this Hound of Kulan Berserker unit going to be brought in. There's a couple more cavalry units of Barclayman's that are going to charge into my cavalry. As I say, TR's brought his elite paladins over here with their massive 10 charge bonus that he's going to charge in there as well. So with both our elite cavalry charging there, we should be able to take a bit of pressure off of Firstprime's infantry there. Okay, so as I say, you can see my Sassanid Cataphract cavalry charging in there with their 9 charge bonus and their 35 defense, and bang, as I smash in to those Celtic infantry. There you can see the paladins of TR's Frankish paladins there charging in as well, all trying to take the pressure off of Firstprime's infantry there. Just look at the penetration of our cavalry there as we smash into the enemy troops. But as I say, those Celtic troops there are holding quite well against our cavalry attacks there. Pause the game for a second here. So as I say, here you can see my cataphracts there, and you can see the Frankish paladins in there as well, fighting these troops. There you can see the effective against armor chosen axemen of Mantu have been brought into the fight as well. Those axemen will cut our cavalry up pretty good. They like armored cavalry there to chop up, and you can see that Berserker unit, Hound of Kulan unit is in there as well. So we're still trying to fight up this slope here against the enemy troops. But meanwhile, over on our right flank, as we talked about earlier, Orcs Marcus is bringing his Ostrogoths into the fight here, into the flank of the enemy troops. So that's going to give the enemy something else to think about there. They can't concentrate all their forces on us because they can see they're being flanked there. Here you can see Mantu's Burgundian Lancers. It looks to me like they're locked and loaded. He's got them in wedge formation for more penetration and more impact. And he looks like he's going to smash into the fray with those cavalry there. You can see, there you are, you can see Mantu's cavalry pouring in here, going to smash into our units there, and then comes that cavalry, look, and bang, as he smashes in there, he's reinforcing that charge by that berserker unit there with his cavalry. Just look at all the enemy troops moving in on us there. You can see a couple of my cataphracts have been routed already there. Can you see that? So that's a couple of my cataphracts been routed, and you can see that other units of ours have been routed as well. We're just hoping that it's not going to be a chain rout of our armies there. There you can see all these enemy. You can see the Grail Knights charging in there of JGPs fighting the Paladins there of TR. Oh my gosh, what a massive cavalry and infantry tussle here. Can you see that TR is alt-attacked with his Paladins? So they're using their heavy swords. Some of his Paladin units haven't been alt-attacked. They're still using their light spears there. Look. So that's the difference there. Some have been alt-attacked when they're using their heavy swords. But as I say, that's a massive enemy attack coming in on us. And remember, as I say, we are moving up the slope here. So they've got that down slope advantage there. So as I say, it's a massive battle going on there, and you've got these Hounds of Kulan, that unit we saw earlier. He's coming in behind us now, look, there with its fear factor as well as its massive attacking specifications. And as I say, that particular berserker unit has got effective against armor maces there, so they're going to be doing us a lot of damage. You can see Firstprime charging his cavalry in again there, move them back to charge them back in again to get a full cavalry charge bonus there as he charges into the enemy troops. But just look at all those enemy troops pouring in on us there. So that's a massive attack coming in. Meanwhile, over on our right flank here, as I say, Orcs Marcus Aurelius has done well. He's routed a lot of enemy troops there, and he's also chased a lot of enemy routers there as well to stop them rallying. So a nice tactical move there by Orcs Marcus Aurelius there, coming in from that right flank of ours. As I say, giving the enemy something else to think about there. You'll see that he's alt-attacked there with his missile cavalry there. Can you see they're using their swords now, and he's using those to chase down routing units there. Because remember, those horse archers are fast moving units there, so they can catch routing units quite easily. But as I say, this is the main part of the battle there. You'll see that Firstprime's infantry and my Sassanid Sugdian warriors have integrated here, and this particular part of the battlefield there, integrated our infantry there to fight the enemy troops there. But just look at that massive enemy cavalry and infantry charging into us there. So as I say, you can see the Frankish axemen there starting to throw their axes in. Can you see, if you notice there, can you see how they're pulling their axes back, ready to throw into the enemy troops? And they're just going to throw them in there, effective against armor axes there, to throw them in there just as my cavalry is smashing into the enemy troops again there. Let's pause the game for a second here. So you can see Marcus there is bringing his Ostrogoths across there. You can see that JGP looks like he's going to charge his cavalry in to there, and you can see that Mantu's bringing his Burgundian Lancers over there as well, maybe to attack Marcus there. But meanwhile, we're still advancing up the slope here into the enemy troops, as you can see there, and you can see the enemy berserkers units there still engaging us. You can see my cavalry charging in there, and you can see the paladins charging into the enemy troops as well. You can see a lot of enemy units starting to rout at this stage of the battle. Oh my gosh, those fully upgraded cavalry of Marcus's there, look, they're not only just fighting the Burgundian Lancers of Mantu. There, can you see the Burgundian Lancers there fighting those Ostrogoth cavalry there? You've also got the Grail Knights of JGP charging in on them as well. So I think those Ostrogoth cavalry, I know they were fully upgraded, 3 veteran stripes, gold shield, gold attack, but they're doing well against 2 lots of really good cavalry there. So well done to Marcus there, holding so well there with his cavalry against those massive cavalry attacks of the enemy troops there. So I think he's held really well there. Okay, yes, his cavalry are fully upgraded, but I think he's done well there against the holding there against those massive enemy cavalry attacks there. You see, I'm charging my Sassanid cataphracts in to the Grail Knights there. And as I say, Marcus has brought some infantry into the fray as well there now. But here you'll see Legion 22's got his infantry there, his Vandal infantry, plus you've got the Grail Knights of JGP there. And don't forget, all the way through this battle, Legion 22's archers, his elite best archers in the game, have been shooting arrows into us all the way through the battle there. So he's been causing a real nuisance to us there with those elite archers there. So as you can see, I'm charging my Sugdian warriors into Legion's infantry there. My effective against armoured troops there, going in onto Legion's infantry there, plus cavalry charging as well. There you are. You can see Legion 22's infantry, including his general, have just been routed there. And now I'm going to charge my cavalry in to their archers there as well. There you are. Can you see my Sassanid cataphracts there charging into those archers of Legions there, with the routing troops going through those archers. They were the lowered the morale of those archers there, leading to a chain rout. Okay, that's the reason those archers have routed so easily. As I say, they're pretty tough light infantry when they run out of arrows. Let's just pause the game for a moment there. So it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there, even though we were fighting up the slope there. You can see Firstprime there leading the charge. He suffered a lot of casualties in the initial stage of the battle there. As I say, he was leading our team up the slope there, but of course his Roman troops held really well. They're backed up by our troops. There you can see TR's Frankish infantry integrated with Firstprime's infantry there. As I say here, this is a massive cavalry battle there. You had the Grail Knights and the cavalry, the Burgundian Lancers of Mantu, fighting those Ostrogoth fully upgraded cavalry, but they still held. Don't forget those religious units there that Marcus bought would have been really putting a lot of morale into those Ostrogoth troops there. So as I say, bringing religious units really does help in this in these situations there. But as I say, here you can see that even though we were fighting up that incline, up the slope, it looks like we've managed to to go on to win the battle. As I say, our team had 3 of the elite cavalry units of this game: the Sassanids, the Roman cavalry, and of course the paladins there as well. So there you are. You can see there's Firstprime's general there, with his, so he's managed to save his general there as well, and he's still got quite a few troops left, bearing in mind he did lose quite a few on the way up the slope. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well there, and as you can see, it's a clear victory, but it's not. We're not worried about what the victory was. What it is, we're learning from these battles all the time. Remember, we're all still practicing and learning and experimenting on Barbarian Invasion, and the highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Firstprime. 1,314 kills there, as he was leading the attack up the slope. So well done to him with the highest kills. I think he deserved that for leading the attack. Well done to Mantu. Now, if we get less than 1,000 kills, we are disappointed. So I'm guessing that Mantu will be disappointed with his kills there. But like I say, we're still experimenting on Barbarian Invasion. Well done to JGP. As I say, that might only be the 3rd or 4th time he's ever played Barbarian Invasion. So got some quite good kills with Romano British there. Well done to Barclayman there, got some quite good kills there with his Celts. And well done to Legion 22, highest kills in his team there. So really well played, guys. It was a great battle. I'm quite pleased with my Sassanid kills, 1,248. So I thought that was quite good kills, and I still got a lot of troops left. If you look at all the troops that have been left on the battlefield there, you'll see I've got the highest number of troops left there, so I'm quite pleased with that. It's quite good. I say well done to Firstprime, highest kills in the game there, leading the charge up the slope. Well done to TR, got over 1,000 kills, so well done with his Frankish army, and he's still got a lot of troops left as well. So well done to TR, and well done to Orcs Marcus in that flanking action. He got over 1,000 kills too, so well done to him. And what a diverse battle as well. I mean, we've got the Alemanni there for the enemy team, you've got the Romano British, you've got the Celts and the Vandals, so really diverse team there for the enemy there. We've got the Sassanids, Rome, the Franks and the Ostrogoths there, so we've got a very diverse team as well. So there you are, it's a very diverse battle there. I thought it was very good there. I say very pleased, Sassanids, Rome there and the Franks there. We got the highest, you know, we got 3 of the elite cavalry factions there, Sassanid, Rome and Franks there. So just to say, we play Barbarian Invasion every Sunday night. If you enjoy watching our Barbarian Invasion battles, why not join us on a Sunday night? You'd be more than welcome there. And then if the battle you're in is really good, you may well see yourself on this YouTube channel leading your army. So an invite to anybody who'd like to come and join us on Sunday. Have a look at this, the kills here. Can you see my cataphracts there? Okay kills, I wouldn't say it's fantastic kills there, but okay, that 135 for 222 is good, but 49 for 29, not so good there, look, and 20 for 75, yeah, I suppose that's quite good there. But just thought you have a look there. Can you see my Clibanarii and Immortals sustained 5 casualties but killed 96 enemy? So that just goes to show how tough that unit is. So to say, please join us on a Sunday night where you would be more than welcome, and as I say, if you get into a good battle, you might see yourself on this YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.